Did you know that your human design chart holds the secret to effortless marketing? And it is your natural superpower. And in this video, I am going to show you how you unlock your own marketing superpower using your human design chart. And hey, if we haven't met, I'm Elise Cartwright, founder of Hustle and Groove, and I have worked with over 1,000 creative entrepreneurs in ditching social media and making daily sales. So first things first, let's make sure that you have got your human design chart. And if you want a business overlay, like a business viewpoint, then you'll definitely want to go to hustleandgroove.com/chart and get your free chart with all of the business elements. Now, we're just going to do a quick recap for those of us who aren't necessarily super familiar with human design. And I just want to run you through the 5 different types. There are manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors, right? So there's 5 different types. The 2 most common and the 2 that make up the majority of the world population are generators and manifesting generators. Now, the reason why I kind of put those 2 together is because they both have defined sacrals. There are differences between the 2 for sure, but they have a defined sacral, and generators and manifesting generators make up 70% of the world population. So you can almost guarantee in any room, it doesn't matter how many people are there, you're going to have at least 1 generator or 1 manifesting generator. And I feel like this is helpful to understand, particularly when you start to understand your chart and you understand energy, so that when you're out in the world, you can start to kind of see how the different types interact. So manifestors make up about 8% of the world population, and projectors make up around 22%, and reflectors make up around 2%. So you can see why it's important, particularly if you're not a generator or a manifesting generator, to understand what your energy feels like and how you might be impacted by a generator or a manifesting generator. But now let's dive into the superpowers. Like, how can you use your chart to figure out your own marketing superpower? So we're going to start with manifestors. And the way that we're going to approach this is I'm going to give you a very short overview of each individual type's superpower, like your marketing superpower. And then we're actually going to dive into some real world examples and a quick win that you can actually take away based on your own specific type. So manifestors bring initiative and impact. They often lead the way through their own independent action. So if you're a manifestor, then you're probably someone who is already doing things quite differently to everybody else. And that's okay. That is your superpower. Now, generators bring satisfaction and authority. They have sustainable power to build and nurture. So if you're a generator, you will often find that you have an unlimited amount of energy when you're doing something that is in alignment with you. And that is your superpower, sustainable energy to build and nurture. Manifesting generators bring multi-passionate agility and quick implementation, very quick off the mark. And you will typically be pretty quick off the mark and have the ability to maintain multiple projects at any given time. You're like the ultimate juggler. Now, I happen to be a manifesting generator, and this is true for me. I move quickly, I have the ability to balance a whole bunch of different things, and I implement quickly. I can go from idea to implementation within a day. It's exactly how my podcast, Easy Does It, came to fruition. I made the decision, and within 24 hours, I had my first 2 episodes recorded and launched. Projectors bring recognition and guidance. They tend to see others deeply and provide insight that's transformative. So if you're a projector, your entire strategy is to wait to be invited. And the reason for that is, in other words, to wait for someone to ask you for advice is because you see so deeply and because you provide transformative insight. People need to be ready to hear it. But that's your superpower, your deep insight, knowledge, and wisdom. And reflectors bring clarity and wisdom. They provide unique environmental awareness. If you're a reflector, you reflect back whatever is going on around you. Which is why it's so important, particularly from a business perspective, that you are surrounded by positive, high vibe environments. So let's dive into this a little more and go through what this might look like for each individual type, starting with manifestors. So you're a manifestor if you have a major motor center defined and you have your throat center defined, but you do not have your sacral defined. So this is an example of an actual manifestor chart. And here is how your superpower might actually play out. So instead of following a rule like post every day, you can use your initiating energy to launch amazing marketing campaigns when you are inspired. Because when you get that inspiration, it's normally at 200%, right? It's really big and you're ready to go. So here's how that might play out. So you might send a really powerful, poignant email to your email list announcing a brand new program, right? Then you're going to let that energy ripple out naturally. Nothing else that you actually need to do. And your superpower means that you don't need to do constant engagement. You don't need to be posting every day because your impact comes from those powerful bursts of initiative. Here's the thing to remember as a manifester. Informing is key to people being on board, but it also serves as a repelling process. So repelling the people who don't resonate with what you're saying, but drawing in the ones that do. You're not here to ask for permission. You're here to tell people, this is what I'm doing. You're either on board or you're not. So your quick win is start with inform before doing and have an email template that feels authentic to you. So you can just duplicate it every single time you get that 200% initiative energy so you can make the best impact. And generators, your marketing superpower shines when you simply respond to what lights up your gut, right? It's very much about following what you are responding to, what your gut is so excited about. So you don't need to plan content out months ahead. Instead, record content. And if you have defined throat center, not all of you do, some will, in particular, this person here does, then you might want to record some voice notes when you feel excited about a client breakthrough, for example. And when you do this, because you're recording genuine responses, they become more magnetic because your audience can feel the excitement. And that's what you're here to do, to share joy, to share that excitement, and to let people know that it doesn't have to be this forced thing and that you don't actually have to be super consistent. So here's the thing. I have this amazing generator who is a coach, and she increased her engagement just in her emails. This is not on social media, by 300% by simply sharing her real-time responses to client wins. So she wasn't all about scheduling a whole bunch of stuff or planning stuff out. Instead, she simply responded to what was happening. So here is a quick win for you if you happen to be a generator. Think about creating a satisfaction meter for your marketing activities. So track what genuinely excites you so that you can continue to focus in on that. Beautiful manifesting generators, you're multi-passionate, right? It's perfect for having multi-channel marketing. So here's the thing. You might start a podcast episode, get inspired to create a tutorial video, and then you might turn that into a workshop, all within the same week, right? It's perfectly normal. We have the ability to do all the things. Here's the thing. One of my amazing manifesting generator clients has a membership, a group program, and VIP days because she honors her need for variety. You do not need to stick to the one thing, and you don't need to have those things all the time. You get to pivot and tweak and refine. It's why I personally operate on a 90-day plan so that I have the ability to have flexibility and so that I can pivot. So here's a quick one for you, my beautiful MG. Set up a marketing playground with 2 to 3 different channels that you can bounce between, because you also don't need to be consistent across every single channel, just the one that is lighting you up from the inside, right? Or you're here to respond. But it doesn't mean that you can't initiate once you've responded. And don't forget to inform. The one thing that I find a lot of manifesting generators forgetting to do is informing. So always giving your audience a heads up. I like to take my audience along for the ride, right? Tweaking, refining, pivoting, letting them see what is going on, and giving others permission to change their mind, because nothing is set in stone when you're running an online business. Okay, so now we have projectors. And rather than you going really broad in your marketing, you're going to want to focus on being seen by the right people, right? Because you're very much about sharing insights, knowledge, wisdom in front of the people you know you can help. So you're not for everybody, and that's absolutely fine. It's why your strategy is to wait to be invited, because you see things so clearly, so transformative. People need to know that you're the person that can help them, but then they also need to invite you to share that advice. So I have one amazing projector coach that I work with, and she has completely transformed her business. And she's done it just by choosing to speak at different events where decision makers are gathered, the people that she needs to get in front of. She is in the technology space, so she wants to make sure that she's only speaking to the people who can actually do something with the information that she's sharing. And she doesn't need tons and tons of endless content, right? She's not on social media. She's not doing any of those things. She just focused on strategic visibility. And your superpower is the depth of your own insight, not the amount of output that you produce. So a quick one for you is simple. Create a recognition inventory of where your ideal clients are already hanging out, and then look for opportunities to share your insights, knowledge, and wisdom. Now, obviously, you also need to wait for invitations to come in, but you can also create your own invitations, right? By sharing your knowledge, your insights without being specific in your advice. And what I mean by that is you don't need to literally be pointing at the person that you're speaking to. You can be a little bit more generalized in what you're sharing, but by sharing that information in front of the right audience, they're going to recognize that you're the person that can help them. And then you're going to make it really easy for people to be able to reach out to you and work with you. And then my beautiful reflectors, your superpower lies in the way that you sample and synthesize different approaches. It's why during your 28-day cycle, you want to have multiple conversations with people that you trust, with businesses that you love. And then you start to choose different elements and design your own unique way of doing things. And one of my beautiful reflector consultants has completely revolutionized her marketing by tracking market trends over her 28-day cycle. And here's the thing, she noticed a whole bunch of patterns others missed because she's a 2-4, and 2-4s tend to identify patterns, and then used these insights to position her offers in a unique way. So instead of daily posting, because she doesn't need to be doing that, she just shares monthly trend reports that her audience literally cannot wait get in front of. Now, she happens to be in the banking industry, in finances, and this is exactly what her audience is looking for. So a quick one for you as a reflector is to start your own monthly marketing reflection journal that is aligned with your lunar cycle, whatever that might look like. And think about all the different things that you see and experience, and how might you be able to identify a different trend or pattern that you can then turn into something that resonates with the people that you're looking to help. So if you're ready for coaching, accountability, and implementation, guidance, support, all the things, then I'd love for you to come and check out the feedback loop. The link on your screen is where you can go, or you can just simply check out the link in the description. And I can't wait to work with you soon. So your next step is pretty simple. It is to go and have a look at your own chart right now, determine what your type is, and then start implementing your own marketing superpower. The bottom line is always focus on the things that feel easy and fun for you, and just ensure that you're not doing something because somebody else told you to do it or because you think that that's the way that you need to be doing it, because it is 100% possible to simply do the things that are easy and fun for you. And in the next video that is coming up on your screen right now, you're going to discover how you can sell without being super pushy or feeling icky, right? Like you're some used car salesperson. I'll see you in that video.